Dear all students, welcome you all in today's lecture. Today we are going to discuss the phase diagram, that is RN carbon diagram. Before this, in the earlier lectures, we have discussed the different phase diagrams like isomorphous phase diagram or isomorphous alloy, that was nickel and copper. Then we have discussed the eutectic phase diagram for an alloy. Uh, those were copper and silver, and next we have taken lead and tin. Then we have discussed the eutectoid phase diagram for alloy, carbon and iron and carbon. So this is the important diagram. This diagram shows the all three important reactions: peritectic reaction, eutectic reaction, and eutectoid reactions. In this diagram, all reactions we can see in this diagram. So let us start iron carbon diagram. Yes, iron carbon diagram, which is also called the iron carbon phase or equilibrium diagram, and this is a graphical representation of the respective microstructure states depending on temperature, that is taken on the y-axis, and carbon content as a weight percentage of carbon, that is taken on the y-axis. The iron carbon phase diagram is widely used to understand the different phases of steel and cast iron. Yes, from the iron carbon diagram, we will get steel and cast iron. So from this diagram, we can understand the different phases of steel and cast iron uh, in the different phases. Both steel and cast iron are a mix of iron and carbon. This diagram shows the information about the formation of steel alloy when carbon is added to the iron. It shows the different phases microstructure of an alloy. This shows the three different reactions, namely peritectic reaction, eutectic reaction, and eutectoid reaction. Yes, in three reactions, we have discussed eutectic reaction in the alloy copper and silver, and lead and tin, Pb plus Sn. Yes. For these two alloys, we have drawn the eutectic phase diagram, and we have discussed the eutectic reaction. The, these are also known as phase reactions, and those are responsible for the transformation of uh, phase from one form to another form under the equilibrium conditions. Yes, so for eutectic alloy, uh, we have considered alloy copper and silver and lead and tin. But for eutectoid reaction and peritectic reaction, we are going to consider the alloy, that is iron and carbon. In these alloys, copper and silver and lead and tin, these reactions does not exist like peritectic and eutectoid reaction. These reactions exist in the alloy, that is iron and carbon. So now we are going to discuss the diagram, that is iron carbon diagram. So dear students, now you can see on the screen, this diagram is known as iron carbon diagram. Uh, that is some difficult as compared to the isomorphous diagram and eutectic diagram for copper and silver and lead and tin. But if you understand it step by step, then definitely this diagram will also be easy for you all. So let us understand it. First of all, you have to draw the two reference line, x-axis and y-axis, right? And on the y-axis, you have to show the temperature. Yes, on the y-axis, we have to show the temperature. This is temperature on the y-axis, and on the x-axis, we have to show the weight percentage of carbon. Yes, this is weight percentage of carbon. But we know that the maximum percentage of carbon, how much percent of carbon can be added to the iron? So there is a maximum limit. That limit is 6.67. The maximum limit of carbon percentage is 6.67. Beyond it, the carbon is not added to the iron. So on the x and y axis, we have represented the temperature and weight percentage of carbon. After that, you have to mark the range of percentage of carbon and the temperature. So we have one metal and other is non-metal. So we have one metal, that is iron. So here I am going to write here Fe, that is iron, and on this side I am going to write carbon, right? Fe3C, that is known as cementite. Okay. Now mark the range of percentage of carbon on the x-axis. So it started from 0, then 0.5 percentage of carbon, right? Then 1 percentage of carbon, 1.5 percentage of carbon, 2%, 2.5%, 3%, 3.5%, 4%, 4.5%, 5%, after that 5.5, right? This line will extend like this: 5.5, then 6, then 6.5, then 6.7. So like this, you have to show the percentage of carbon on the x-axis. Yes, and on the y-axis, we have to show the temperature, and now we have to mark the range of temperature. And we know that the melting point of the iron is 1539 degree centigrade. So according to the melting point range, we have to show the range of temperature on the y-axis. So I have started to mark the range of temperature from 600. So initial value I have taken here 600, 700, 800, 900, 1000, 1100, 1200, 1300, 1400, 1500 and 1600, right? So this is the maximum value, 1600 degrees Celsius, and within it we can mark the melting point of an iron, that is 1539 degree centigrade. So in such a way that you have to mark the values of temperature and weight percentage of carbon. Yes, after that you can draw the number of vertical and horizontal lines from the respective marked values on the x-axis and y-axis, like this. This is 1600 degrees Celsius. So I have drawn a horizontal line like this. Then from 1500, then from 1400, 1300. These lines you can represent by the dashed line, or also you can draw these lines as a continuous line, but these lines should be very thin lines, because these are the construction lines, not the final lines are curved for this phase diagram. So these are the construction lines, and these should be very light. These should be very thin lines. In the drawing subject, uh, you have made number of lines by using 2 edge pencil, right? That is very light. So all construction lines in the drawing, we we draw by using 2 edge pencil. So same concept you have to apply here. Now draw the vertical lines. Line drawn from the zero point 0.5 weight percentage of carbon, then 1%, then 1.5%, 2%, 2.5%. In the similar way, you can draw the remaining vertical lines. So we have drawn the number of reference lines, and these lines will help us to mark the some important points for the iron carbon diagram. So after this work, now we have to mark the melting points and the eutectic points for the respective reactions. So now after that, you have to draw the 3 horizontal lines. Now you have to draw the 3 horizontal lines, three horizontal lines, and start from top to bottom. So first line you have to draw from the temperature. You have to draw first horizontal line at the temperature, at the temperature 1493 degrees Celsius. Yes. So I am going to draw a line from the where the temperature is 1493 degrees Celsius. So this is the line. Yes, this line shows the 1493 degrees Celsius. So this temperature you have to remember. This value you have to remember, 1493 degrees Celsius. Now next line you have to draw from the 1150 degrees Celsius. Yes, 1100. This value also you have to remember, 1150 degrees Celsius. But if you prefer number of books, then these value can be vary for a little range. Then draw the next third line, that is last line. Right. I have given here values 1493 degrees Celsius, but as I told you, when we will prefer different books from the different authors, then we will get the different values. But there is a little variation. I have written here 1493 degrees Celsius, but here mentioned 1495 degrees Celsius. So remember any one value. Here I have mentioned 1150 degrees Celsius, but here the value is mentioned 1154 degrees Celsius. And now third line that I am going to draw. that will be drawn from here. The temperature is mentioned, that is 738 degrees Celsius. 738 degrees Celsius. So draw the third line from the at the temperature 738 degrees Celsius. 738 degree Celsius. All these three values you have to remember, and with the help of after marking these values on the temperature line, we have to draw these three horizontal lines, right? So the importance regarding to draw these these three lines represents uh, the eutectic temperature, pyrotectic temperature, eutectic temperature, and eutectoid temperature. The first line that I have drawn at 1493 degrees Celsius, this is the pyrotectic temperature, and at this temperature we will get the pyrotectic reaction. And on the second line that is drawn at 1150 degrees Celsius, this is the eutectic temperature. On this line we will get the eutectic point. And the third line that is being drawn at on this line we will get the eutectoid reactions. So all three reactions will take place on these lines. Now the next step, now you have to mark some point on these lines. First point you have to mark on the first line. I am going to start from bottom to top. So first line that is drawn on at 738 degrees Celsius. Now I am going to mark a point. Yes. Now I marked one point here. Right. Now when I have drawn a projector from this point to the horizontal line, then I can read the value. This point is existing in between from zero point 0.5 to 1 percentage of carbon. So I can uh, write here the value 0.7%, but here exact value is written here, that is 0.68% or 0.7 percentage we can say. Right. So for marking this point you have to remember the weight percentage of carbon, right? If you have remember weight percentage of carbon, and on the other hand you have already the uh, eutectoid temperature, that is 738 degrees Celsius, then easily we can mark this point. So I marked one point on this line. Now move to next line that is drawn at 1150 degrees Celsius. In on this line you have to mark 2 points, right? One point you have to mark here, and if I draw a projector from this point to the horizontal line, then I can read its value. Uh, that should be 4.3 something, 4.3 percentage of carbon, right? Then next point we have to mark. For that the weight percentage of carbon value is 2.08, or it is very near to zero point 0.2, right? You can take this point exactly on the weight percentage of carbon, that is 2%. So this is the next point. Right. Now move to third line, that shows the peritectic temperature, right? So on this line, we have to mark 3 points. For marking 3 points, for locating 3 points, we should know the weight percentage of carbon, right? So first point is here, second point is here, and third point is here. Now check the weight percentage of carbon with respect to these points. So I'm going to draw a very light projector lines from these points to the horizontal line like this. These are the construction lines, and these lines should be very thin lines and should be very light, so that your final diagram can be appeared very clearly and neatly. So with the help of these projectors, I can read the value of the weight percentage of carbon. So I can read here, this is 0.1%. Here the weight percentage of carbon is 0.1%. Here the weight percentage of carbon is 2%. And here the weight percentage of carbon is 5%. 5%. So in such a way that we mark all these 3 points on the peritectic temperature line. Now after marking these points, what step we have to follow, right? So first of all, we understand what is the importance of these points, right? So on this line is representing the eutectoid temperature line. This line is representing the eutectoid temperature line. Eutectoid temperature line, right? And this line is representing the eutectic temperature. And this line is representing peritectic temperature, right? So the point that we have located on the eutectoid temperature line, that point is showing the eutectoid reaction. That point is showing the eutectoid reaction. And about eutectoid reaction already we have discussed. Eutectoid reaction is the reaction that shows the transformation of phase from solid from one solid to the two different solid. So dear students, you can see above this point the phase is available, that is solid gamma iron, that is also known as austenite. So above this temperature and in this phase, the alloy is available in the form of austenite, that is in single solid. Its crystal structure is FCC. But when this reaction takes place, after this reaction, the single solid, that is austenite, transforms into two other solids, though that those are alpha plus cementite, alpha plus cementite, ferrite plus cementite. Ferrite means ferrite means alpha, alpha plus cementite, cementite, that is Fe3C, Fe3C. So at this point we will get eutectoid reaction. Now on the eutectic temperature line, this is the point where the weight percentage of carbon is 4.3. This point is showing the eutectic reaction, and we know that the eutectic reaction shows that the transformation of phases from liquid to two different solids. So here the phase of alloy that is in the form of liquid above this point, and happening after happening reaction, that is eutectic reaction, now the liquid phase transformed to the austenite plus cementite. Austenite means gamma and cementite means Fe3C. Fe3C. Right. Now move to the next line. Now, and we are interested to see the peritectic reaction, where the peritectic reaction is taking place, right? So now see this point where the weight percentage of carbon is 0.2%. So this is the point at which the peritectic reaction is taking place. Above this point, you can see the phase of the alloy in this region. In this region, the phase of alloy is liquid plus delta, because uh, this point is the melting point of an iron that shows the 1539 degrees Celsius, and also it shows the freezing point of an iron. So when the solidification process starts, when the temperature starts to decrease, then from this point solidification of an alloy starts. So definitely in this region, uh, the phase will be liquid plus delta. So here the solid particles are available uh, in the form of those are known as delta iron. So the few particles will be in the solid form and the remaining portion will be liquid. So there is the two phase mixture L plus delta. Now after reaction, that is peritectic reaction, at this point this phase converted into the one solid, that is austenite, denoted by gamma, denoted by gamma. So peritectic reaction shows the transformation of phase, that is liquid plus solid, in the form of delta, and it transforms to the single solid, that is austenite. So these are the reactions in the iron carbon diagram: peritectic, eutectic, and eutectoid reaction. Yes. So one this point, and this point, these are showing the reactions. These are showing the reactions. But uh, for completing the diagram, now uh, we also require the some more points to cover the proper phases of an alloy. So already we have marked the points. Now we have to join these points through the straight line and the curved line. So now I'm going to join the points. It starts from the temperature starts from this point, that is located on the 1539 degrees Celsius. Now I am going to join this point to this point through a straight line, then extend this line like this, and now meet it to the eutectic point. This is the eutectic point, and one line we have to draw like this, and this phase, the above phase, that is liquid, that is liquid. Remove this part. Then join these all three points through a straight line. Then join this point to first point at which the weight percentage of carbon is 1%. Then join this to 1400. It is not exactly at 1400, it is 1410 degree, 1410 degrees Celsius. Then this point also you have to join to the 1410 degrees Celsius. Then join this point to the this point on the eutectic temperature line where the weight percentage of carbon is 2.08% or 2%. Then after that, now join these 2 points through a straight line like this. Now join this point to the eutectoid point. Then also we have to draw the curved line from starts from 910 degrees Celsius. Here the temperature is 910 degrees Celsius. So starts line from this temperature and now join it to the eutectoid point like this. And now the remaining two lines will be like this. Start from 910 degrees Celsius and meet it to here. Now at this point the weight percentage of carbon is very less, that is 0.02 percentage, 0.02 percentage. And then finally join this point to here. Now the all lines are completed. Now the diagram is completed. Now only we have to identify the faces. So I move to the next diagram. Yes, so these all lines we have drawn, and how the lines will be drawn, how the temperatures are marked, how the eutectoid and peritectic temperature lines are drawn, and where we have to locate our points, and how those points will be joined, right? Each and everything we have covered in the previous diagram. Now just we have to discuss the phases. So now we have to discuss the phases. So see in the diagram, this point shows the eutectic reaction. This point shows the peritectic reaction, and this point is showing the eutectoid reaction. So these three are the main important points. Those you have to remember. Yes. So above the eutectic point, there is a liquid phase, right? And on this region, there is the phase of L plus del, right? And below the peritectic point, the phase available, that is gamma, known as austenite. Then below the eutectoid point, right, the phase available is uh, alpha plus alpha plus alpha plus beta. Alpha means ferrite and beta means cementite, because we are going to add percentage and we are increasing the percentage of carbon, that is known as the cementite. So alpha plus cementite. So this is eutectoid reaction, and at the eutectic reaction, here is liquid state, and after reaction it transforms to the two solids. One will be gamma and another will be Fe3C, that is cementite. So these are the different phases. These lines are known as, this is liquid line, liquid line, right? This is the solidus line, and these lines are denoted by A1, A2, right? This is ECM line, this is E3 line, and these lines and this region, especially conversion from gamma to two different solids. So lines A3, ACM, and A1, A2. These lines again we will discuss in the third unit when we will start heat treatment, because heat treatment processes are applicable from this region where there is a transformation from solid to solid. So this diagram again we will discuss during the heat treatment process. So dear students, this was the iron carbon phase diagram. So read it properly and learn uh, and try to draw it on your copy. And after that, there are some more definitions that I want to tell you. Is what is austenite? An iron alloy based on FCC structure and exists in between from 1439 degrees Celsius to 910 degrees Celsius. Already we have seen in the diagram. Cementite or iron carbide. The second phase formed when carbon is added to the iron above the solubility limit. After over the solubility limit, right? uh, if the carbon is added to the iron, then it becomes it it takes the new form that is known as cementite. But within the solubility limit, this is uh, iron plus carbon, that is steel. It is very hard, brittle, intermetallic compound of iron and carbon contents are more, and it will increase up to 6.67 percentage. Unknown exact melting point. Its critical structure is orthorhomboid. The cementite cementite phase contains orthorhomboid crystal structure. Now, what is martensite? A supersaturated a supersaturated solid solution of carbon in ferrite. What is ferrite? An iron alloy based on BCC structure. It is known as alpha solid solution. It is the softest structure that appears on the diagram. Ladyburite, eutectic mixture of austenite and cementite, is known as ladyburite. It exists when carbon content is more than 2%. So in the iron carbon phase diagram, dear students, after the range of 2% of carbon, you can see uh, existence of ladyburite. That is the mixture of eutectic and the austenite. Hypoeutectoid and hypereutectoid already we have discussed. So these are the some definitions. Perlite, what do you mean by perlite? A laminar mixture of ferrite and carbide formed by decomposing austenite of eutectoid composition. This is eutectoid mixture containing 0.8% of carbon at 723 degrees Celsius on very slow cooling. Yes, in the previous diagram, this temperature has been taken 738 degrees Celsius. So, dear students, already I have told you, again I am repeating the same thing. Uh, the temperature values and the weight percentage of carbon uh, can vary for a little range. So, you remember any one value. It is very fine plate-like laminar mixture of ferrite and cementite. Component and compositions already we have discussed in the isomorphous and eutectic phase diagram. These are the small definitions. So thank you. So dear students, thank you very much, and have a nice day. Thank you.